We're going to start off with the squat, the typical high bar squat. Now, the high bar means that the bar is placed like you'd see an Olympic lifter or a general person in the gym, up much higher on the back. Now, it's probably not ideal in powerlifting competition to have a high bar, but in powerlifting we put the bar a little bit lower, which places the load more over the hips, and you can obviously move more weight. Now, due to the way I'm feeling today and competing on Sunday, we're just going to pop the bar up a little bit higher, make it easier for my shoulders, which are quite stiff and sore, and go through the squat that I'll do predominantly in the off season, or in some of the accessory training that I do. Stability, it starts with the feet, the knees, and then the hips. I've got my squat shoes on, my feet are stable, they're in a nice hard surface. I slightly point my toes out, and as I'm starting to set up for the squat, I sort of screw my feet into the ground. It activates my glutes and gets my hips nice and tight and nice and stable. Now I'm just going to do a quick set of 3. Usually I'll probably do a few more reps on the first set, but probably going to do 3 reps with 1 plate, see how that feels, and then we're just going to slowly increase weight. Now we've got to stimulate the central nervous system and all the muscles that are working. I'm at a bit of a deficit because I competed recently and the body's starting to really tell me I need more to wake it up. So I'm just going to slowly add weight and move up as we go. Due to the fact that I'm a little bit stiffer and sorer than usual and the rack is a little bit smaller than what I'm used to, I'm using that high bar position, and also I'm grabbing the bar with only 2 fingers. That enables me to fit into this smaller rack and still comfortably pull my elbows down in line with my body, rather than really placing extra stress on my shoulders and my forearms by trying to go a little bit closer than what's comfortable today and stress those forearms, which are pretty worn out. I'm getting up under the bar. I'm placing the bar today in that high bar position, gripping my hands as close as possible, squeezing that bar, pulling it down into my back. I'll stand up, take a breath in, increase that intra-abdominal pressure, stand up, take as few steps backwards as possible to clear the hooks, or in competition in powerlifting, the monolift, and then basically take all the air in that I can, push it down into my belly, which is as low as I can in my lungs. I'll squat down, as slow and controlled as I need to be. So some people might prefer to do it a little bit faster. Other people might really want to do it in slow motion. And then when I hit the bottom of that squat, and in powerlifting we have to have the hip a little bit lower than the knee, it has to be obvious to the eye, and then I'll explode straight up. Once I've done that, I'll then rebreathe, I'll let a little bit of air out, take a bit more air in, increase the intra-abdominal pressure, and do the same thing over and over again. Then when I finish the set, I'll move as quickly but as controlled as possible back to the rack, pop the weight down, and there we're done. The weight's getting up there a little bit. I wanted a bit of extra support, especially to help increase intra-abdominal pressure, so I'm going to bring the belt into play. Now this is a lever belt. I wear my belt quite high. I've got a fairly long torso, so I'm going to apply the belt just below the rib cage, which is, it's really personal preference. I'm going to lock the lever down. I'm going to increase that intra-abdominal pressure by taking in the air and pushing that down into my belly, pushing the belly out against the belt. And it gives me a lot more stability when the weight's increasing. Like I said before, I'm going to set myself under the bar. I'm going to screw my feet into the ground. Toes are going to be slightly pointed out. My knees are going to travel over my toes. We don't want the knees caving in. And pull the bar into my back, take a big breath, and then we're going to initiate the movement. And just redo that every single rep. That's a long set.